Well, I thought it was about time I did another video, so I thought I'd do one on drawing human figures. This one's going to be mainly about the female figure, but the template I use isn't that much different than the male. It's going to be based around the idea that humans are in general, adult humans are 8 heads high, and I think once you know that, the rest of it's quite simple. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so again, 8 heads high, so let's sketch a head in, which is one head obviously. It's not a circle, use the oval for the front because the head's a lot narrower than it is wide when you view from the side. And if you do a line horizontally, this is where the eyes will go, and then if you divide that again, is where the nose goes. So just put the ears in just below that line and just sketch in a quick neck. This line is for shoulder to shoulder, and this should be about 2 heads wide. So, and for males I can do 2.5 to 3, but 2 is good. Okay, so 4 heads down is where the groin is. So we just put a mark in and just connect those together. And the shoulder width is around the same for the width of the hips as well. So we just put those in and then put this curve in, which is, you get that violin type shape, should we say. Okay, I'll quickly sketch this triangle shape in. This is for the shoulder muscles. It's very simplified for now, it just helps me remember where things go. And this is for the shoulder blades. It curves, it goes from shoulder to shoulder and curves down in the middle. I quickly sketch the neck muscles in. And just do a little mark for the nose. If a head is divided vertically into 4, that's where the nose starts 3/4 down. And we'll just do a quick mark for the groin area. Okay, I think that's the amount of detail I need to go into. If a human is roughly 8 heads tall, and the legs are at the bottom half, so the knees will obviously reach down to 6 heads. So 2 heads for the top half of the leg and then 2 heads for the bottom. And let's just put some curves in to match these up. The outside curves a lot more because they join the hips, and we'll just do a mark for the knees here. If you look at the side of the groin, there's a muscle that starts right at the side of the groin and it curves down and then towards the inside of the back of the leg. So I'll just draw that in. You don't have to draw this in, but I think it helps me consider volume when I put it in. So when I'm looking at different angles, it just helps to have that there. Okay, the belly button's gone in at 3 heads down, and then between that and the neck is where the rib cage goes. The front of the rib cage is the front base of the rib cage is a lot higher than the back of the rib cage. So I just put this curve in to show that. Just delete the bottom because I don't really need that, and then we can just join the top half and the bottom half of the body together using these curves. Again, a lot of curves, not many straight lines in this. Okay, let's just quickly sketch the breast in. For some reason I tend to forget to do these, and I'll do them now before I forget. I always end up doing them the last thing usually, but while I'm here. Okay, the hip bone is just below the belly button. I think I've actually drawn that a bit lower there, but so it should be a bit higher, and that's where the hip bone is. And then the top of the leg bone, the femur, actually starts quite wide, and this is how you get large hips. This is why hips are so wide. So I just thought I'd just show that quickly and just remove that for now. The wrists reach to groin level, which means the hands hang below the groin level. So if that's the case, then obviously between the shoulder and wrist and halfway down is where the elbow is. So we'll just do some lines there, and then this will be quite simple. I just curve off the shoulder so it doesn't look like it's wearing a suit from a padded shoulder padded suit from the 80s, and just join everything up. Again, curves, not many straight lines. Lovely. Okay, now for the bottom of the legs, we just put a curve in. Not many straight lines, using curves because it makes an image look like it's got flow, a bit of straight lines. So inside of the calves, and they don't actually start below the knee, and they start from behind and to the top of the knee, and the curve down and out, and then go towards the ankle. And it's the same with the outside of the calf. So not below the knee, it starts from behind and the back of the knee, it comes down, loops around, it curves to an ankle. we can just do a suggestion of hair. I'm not going to go into hairstyles, that's not what this video is about, and I think we're good for the front. Unlike the front view of the head, the side of the head, side view, start with a circle and not an oval, because again, head's quite wide if you look from the side compared to the front, which is quite squashed. And do a horizontal line across again for where the eyes are, then the ears rest below that line. Also, you might notice that the ear, if you look at the middle of the head vertically, the ears are behind that line. This neck in no way is it based in reality. This is more of a style, the way I draw, and nothing to do with reality. I'm just making sure that the ear and the chin are in the right place, and the 3/4 of a head down is where the nose goes, so I'll just sketch that in. Again, the groin is halfway down the body, which is 4 heads down. Just put a mark in there. Belly button is 3 heads down, roughly. In the front view of the video, the hip bone actually did a bit low, so I'm actually going to correct that in the side view. It's about right there. And then the shoulder, same on both sides. The shoulder starts obviously at the base of the neck, and then to do the rib cage, it goes forwards the further down it goes. So just put that in, and again, the front base of the rib cage is higher than the back. So I'll just sketch that in and just put a quick marking for the shoulder. Now to connect the top and bottom of the character. Just 2 quick lines there, curves, not many straight lines. This curve I'm doing now, there where it connects right there, that's where the leg comes. I'll just do a mark for the knee and just connect that with the front the leg. It's very important, that curve is. Do a little S curve from the base of the bum to that point, which is the bottom and front of the knee. Again, curves, not many straight lines. Then we do basically a straight line down with the ankles meet the feet. The calves of the legs don't again start at the back of the base of the knee. They start up behind and above the base of the knee, and they come out and then curve, then down, then sweep in towards where the ankle is. Just do a suggestion of the foot there. I'm not going to draw the hands here because it's going to get in the way too much of the line, so I'm just going to suggest them quickly. Okay, this from the side view is quite boring, so I think I'll draw in the other leg at the back of this image, just to make it a bit more interesting. So measurements are the same. If we guess roughly 6 heads down where the base of the knee is. Again, same as I did with the other leg. So curves, then goes down and meets at the ankle. Just do a quick foot in. I think that's good enough. It's not that important. I'll sketch an arm. It's not the most comfortable position in reality, but it's out of the way, so it doesn't curve too many of the lines. So I think that looks about right. 1 head for the upper arm, 1 head for the lower arm. I'm just doing a suggestion of hair there. Again, not that important, but it helps me. I think that looks about right. I'll quickly sketch the breasts in because I always see again. I always forget, so last thing to do. Time for a bit of cleanup. Things are getting a bit messy here. And now remove so many lines. I should draw a few back in and just emphasize them a bit more. That hip area is really getting to me. I should clean that up. Oops, I didn't want me to delete that bit, so I'll keep this line in. This line's very important. Okay, I think once I've darkened these lines a bit, I think we're good to go with this. I should just do a check of make sure everything matches at the top of the head. Fine. Yep. Chin looks good. Shoulder should be the same height on both sides. Yep. Groin area. I've actually deleted it, so I'll just quickly sketch that in how it was. That's good enough. Matches. And then the knees. Yep, and the base of the foot, which is 8 heads down. I've actually forgot to draw them on the front view, so I'll quickly sketch them in. there's a bone that sticks out on the foot. It's higher on the inside than it is on the outside. So there we go. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're done. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.